Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. We are live for only one more game in the Premier League season, and it's starting to get a little bit exciting. We've got a race in there of some such, a Champions League race. There was no real title race. There was no real relegation battle. But now...
Calm down, there was.
No. No, seriously, we need to talk about this, because I was looking the other day and I was like, nah, do you know what? I'm sick of you digging out Arsenal, you lot. And got Man United and Tottenham. If it was not for them bottom three being so poor, they would actually be in a relegation battle. I couldn't believe it. Not even hit 40 points yet. And more misery compounded on Friday when they both lost as well, which led to this Champions League race on the final day of the season. But don't worry, we'll get back to you. Yes, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Man City, Newcastle could all get that Champions League spots. And the only two places secure at the moment are Liverpool and Arsenal currently. The transfer news is starting to build up as well. We've seen Liverpool already making moves with Frimpong. Kirkez looks like he's on his way. We've seen, was it Ryan Cherokee as well? News about him. Man United interest. Man United making moves. Cunha looks like a deal that's going to be done no matter what happens. And also Brian Mbeumo as well. Arsenal, Zubimendi looking like he's on his way. Goykeres looks like he's going to be the man instead of Sesko. Make sure you get involved and get in the comment section as well. We've got plenty to discuss. First and foremost, we've got to discuss the FA Cup final. Palace winning their first major trophy. I didn't realise that was their major trophy. And what a day it was. Look, I've got many friends who are Crystal Palace fans. This is when we talk about the fairy tale was the FA Cup. Usually you think about smaller teams getting to like the next round or the third round, and they like started off as pub teams. But it's things like this. It's seeing teams like Crystal Palace and the way they appreciate it as well. And I think that's what a lot of us neutral fans love to see. What I did see is a lot of Man City fans looking like they weren't even bothered that they lost the final. So it was good that he went to the team so someone actually cared about it. Tears everywhere. We saw some absolutely beautiful stories with the passing of a dad who's
that was lovely. Yeah.
Made the tifo for the Suns. Like this is the team you want to win the FA Cup. And we saw a lot of players that would never have thought they would even get to a final win the cup. Eze, all of them together. What a performance, Garth. What a day as well. And Dean Henderson, former Man United player as well.
Yeah. Listen, first and foremost, you just touched on Dean Henderson. Any Man United fan out there going, see, we could have kept Dean Henderson. Nah. Listen, he had a good game, Dino. Like, he's a solid shot.
We're going to get the handball.
Yeah, he's a solid shot stopper, but he's not better than Onana. Like, and I don't like Onana. I don't think Onana's any good. But Dean Henderson is not better than Onana. But listen, on the emotion of the day, people won't know, but my wife and my father-in-law, massive Palace fans, they were both in tears, literally. But I'm like both in tears.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. Gal was in tears. Ex-army, paratrooper. Huh?
Was Gal there? I saw he was
there.
Nice. Yeah. So, but my old man, her old man was saying, like, it's not the first trophy. We won the Anglo-Italian Cup in 1971. Down.
That's like there with Tottenham Dowdy Cup.
You're going to be bringing up the Intertoto Cup in a minute, ain't you, bro? Like, calm down here. But like he said, listen, he's 67, 68, I think it is. It's the first time in his lifetime he's seen Palace win something, and it's like that's the joy of the FA Cup. It's the magic of the FA Cup. Like I've heard people saying, "Oh, it's rubbish." Palace being the cup final. Who wants to see that? Me, I want to see that. I want to see a little team beat the big team. Like I want to see that. Like, and I know Man City haven't been playing well the last 16 months. But it's still Man City, the giant, versus Crystal Palace.
You've got a bit of a track record of that, Wigan.
I said this to the missus. I'm joking with her. I was like, don't get too uppity about it. Come on now. Like, Man United beat them. We're relegation candidates. Wigan beat them. Like, they're League 2 or something. I don't know what Wigan and League are anymore. Like, are they still in existence? Did they? But listen, that's what you want to see. In my opinion, I thought it was a great day. Man City fans, sort yourselves out. You did it when we won last year as well, acting like it means nothing. Oh, it's just no goal.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of Man City, so I'm not grouping you all together. But the ones that are asked, the ones that have been put on camera, the ones that are being asked the question of like, what's your feeling? It's like, yeah. Now, Paul Merson said it yesterday or the other day. He said, or it must be yesterday. He turned around and said, "Nah, you need to start appreciating winning these trophies when you get them, because look at Man United, look at where Chelsea are, look at what happened to Arsenal. Liverpool didn't win a league for 30 years. Don't rest on your laurels. Appreciate it while it is now, because it will go. It goes around in circles. There's no guarantee that Manchester City will go straight back up to the top, even with a big cash flow and a new squad. There's no guarantee."
Well, he spent 200 million in January and helped him. So, but yeah, for me, listen, that's the magic of the cup. I was well happy Palace won it. Like, my father-in-law's already talking about like Euro away days. You know what I mean? Europa League away days. He's literally talking about it. You know what I mean? Because it's something in his entire lifetime he's never had the opportunity for.
Yeah.
But actually, you could see Palace like, well, again, Anglo-Italian Cup aside and things like that. Like, excuse me, the actual major trophy. They're in the Europa League next year.
Yeah,
you know, and this only reinforces my opinion that the FA Cup should be a Champions League spot for the winners, like not the runners up.
Oh, yeah,
it's always been that for me. Like if you win the FA Cup, I think it should be a Champions League spot. Now, listen, if you're in the top 3 in the league already and win the FA Cup, that spot goes to 4th place, not the runners up in the cup. But for me, I think it's a simple, elegant solution to reinvigorate the FA Cup into being the tournament it should be in my eyes. Like I don't know if you caught any of the Women's FA Cup yesterday.
No.
Yesterday, that was yesterday, yeah. Man, like Chelsea took won 3-0, but they had the full build-up, mate. I'm talking like 3 hours, like 2.5 hours.
I used to love that.
Of course, you know it. Like just random, all these random little like VTs of like Ella Toon talking about this, or Mary Ertz was at the stadium talking to someone. You know what I mean? Like really built that game up for it. Might not have been 2.5 hours, but it was a decent, proper build up to the FA Cup.
Yeah, but it used to be that back in the day, like the game would be on at 3 o'clock, whatever, and then the build up used to be like from midday. But then before that, you had Football Focus, so you had an extra like hour, 45 minutes of football with the FA Cup, but also built into whatever happened in the week. No, I loved it. And the thing is, with the on demand and everything like that, you only have to just do it. Just press a red button. Like I can understand why they took it away or shortened it, because not everyone wants to watch the FA Cup, and that is taking up the whole day on the biggest channel.
It's on both channels now, isn't it? It's on both channels now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I like say it's even worse. You know, I understand it, but yeah, I think the FA Cup needs to be I can't think of the word now. Brought back up to its standard, like it was reinvigorated, like just brought back up to where it was when we were younger, man. Like it was so important to win the FA Cup. First start, this is going to be an FA Cup round now. Get to the end of the season. I don't want to see the FA Cup final with one game in the Premier League to go. I don't get it. What fixture pile-ups going down here and all this nonsense. Like same with the Europa League final on Wednesday night. Like we've got another game. Like that should be an end of season thing, cup finals, like 100%. So, but listen, Palace banging. Can't wait to see him in Europe. The manager, I always forget his name. I can't believe it. No,
Oliver Glasner.
It is Glasner. I always get confused with the Glazers. Obviously, like what a job he's done. They're shown. Like, listen, they could have easily sacked him like 19 games in or whatever it was.
Season.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. They could have easily cut ties with him. They stuck with him, and he's taken them to the glory land. So fair play to all that team. Fair play to the players. You know what I mean? Like that's something I said at the start of last season. I knew Palace would keep everyone apart from Elise. Elise was always going to go. Yeah. But no one's paying 70 mil in this climate for Eze. No one's paying 90 mil in this climate for Gueye. They're just not. Like they're just not. So it's a good thing and a bad thing for Palace because they're losing cheaper this year. But they've got the FA Cup out of them. And again, my point is, it shows keeping your best players does really help you down, going through.
And you've also got them for another season. They're not going anywhere. They want to play in Europe. Like where just to go anywhere better right now than somewhere you're comfortable. You're going to a Champions League team, and like you said, no one's paying that money for them. They tested the waters last season with both Eze and Gueye. And no one really made that push for the transfer. So look, we were speaking about this a couple of weeks ago about the smaller teams being in Europe. This is what I love because that helps these smaller teams not necessarily survive, but step it up a level. Now Crystal Palace not only had that money in the bank, so they won't have to worry about any sort of issues with money and finances, but also they can push extra and get those the better next level of player. Which Oliver Glasner, I mean, he's got an excellent track record so far. He came in and hit the ground running last season, as you said. It's a good thing they kept their job, and it's a little bit of a message to those quick fire, ready to get rid of your managers, reactionary fans out there. That as soon as there's a small bad run of results, it's like sack him, get someone else in. It's like look what he did. There's got to be a reason. So, and he's turned it around. If you look at his run since that bad patch at the start of the season, they've been very, very good. They had a little dip towards the end of the season. It's understandable once you get to the cup finals with these teams, they start to have a dip because the players have got their eye on the cup final. So, but yeah, he's managed to get him into Europe, and fair play to him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Like, I'm probably going to go with my father-in-law if he gets tickets for, like I said to the missus. We might as well weekend break in Prague. Like I said, I ain't going like Turin or Milan. I don't need to do none of them ultras. But if we get a nice, Fiorentina, I'll do a weekend in Florence. Thursday to Sunday in Florence, mate. So I'm well pleased for him. Like I say, with the European, the Nottingham Forest, the Villas. Even the Newcastles, I know the Newcastle fans there's always soon when I say you're a smaller club. I know you've got the fan base, but historically, no, it's nothing. And it's good for the league, man. It's good for the league because it just means, like I say, more players can come in. These players, and it's not about survival anymore. It's now about maintaining themselves as a top 8 team. You know what I mean? A European placed team. And listen, Paris will have to do some signing in the summer to get a Europa League worthy squad together, I think. But you just never know anymore. So,
well, Steve Parish has come out and said he plans to extend the size of the squad with several new signings ahead of a first new season in Europe. Both Eagles in attack and defence will strengthen, ready for the new campaign. Oliver Glasner has made it a point of deliberately shrinking the size of the Palace squad last season, as he historically preferred to work with smaller groups. However, that decision will be reversed in the coming months as the Eagles target to add some strength and depth and competition to the side. And what they can essentially do is they can bring in a better level of player, and then you've got your squad players that are already there. And they're going to need to bring in a couple of gems. And I think with a club like Crystal Palace, it's not about taking the risk. I think they can maybe get those players, like not necessarily a Ryan Cherokee, but those players that you've heard about a while ago and haven't really made that move. These are the kind of players that Crystal Palace will be able to attract. It's a London team.
Exactly. They can be looking at the Leons now. I know like Cherokee probably is a little too much for some other clubs would want him. But the PSVs, you know what I mean? And and these players will want to come now. You know what I mean? Not the best. I'm not talking about riders, you know what I mean? But exactly the sort of player you're talking about. Someone that you've just sort of forgotten about, you know what I mean? Like who is just another step up on what you've already got. I didn't realise it was Glasner's idea to get that team down though, because that's something I was going to say. It's impressive that when they said their form dropped off, I was like, you got to remember their squad is tiny, bro. Like it's tiny, like of actual good first team players there. So nothing but congratulations for them. Fair play. Can't wait to see them in the Europa League next year. You know, I mean, hopefully they get another fairy tale. Who was it that went all the way? Was it Ipswich or Borough? They didn't win it, but they got to the final. It was Borough, wasn't it? Yeah.
Fulham as well, weren't it? Didn't they go quite far?
Was it Fulham as well? Yeah, I think Fulham did. Yeah. Well, Celtic are European Cup.
They've won the European Cup as well previously, but you know what I mean.
I don't want to anger the I'm getting that before everyone else does. Celtic won in first British team to ever win a European Cup. I think
I quickly took that back before it landed properly. Fulham and Middlesbrough were the teams.
It was Fulham as well. That was more recent though, weren't it? Fulham. That was more recently.
Steve McLaren, and was it Martin? Not Martin Grosh. Martin.
Oh yeah, I mean now.
Martin Grosh.
Anyway,
That's gonna bug me.
It's got on the brain. It's been sunny. It's barbecue weather.
You know what? 10 days in Thailand, the amount of drinking, the amount of beers I put away, it's in the blood now. So I've probably got a problem. But it's a completely other podcast. On to Man United. We're wrapping up as quick as we can. And then we're curtailing to the Europa League. Another loss on Friday, 1-0 against Chelsea. What was the performance like?
I jumped in. Like, this is what I mean with Man United now. I forget what was else. What was on Friday night? I was watching the missing. Anyway, I jumped in 20 minutes gone, and watched it to the end from there. And yeah, it's the same old. I'm so worried about Amorim, bro, because this team is just not doing anything. The defense, like you read the reports, it's the same old thing. Defense shambolic, attack toothless. Rasmus Højlund, I've got to give up on you, mate. I've been your staunchest defender. Like I've given you all I can give. I've got nothing left to give, man.
You've been as good to him as I was to Francis Jeffers. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, like as writing's on the wall, mate. You're a flop at Man United. I don't see you recovering from where you are now. Like that last performance.
Enough of anything.
Nothing. Exactly. Listen, he goes to another club and does all right.
Hard work. But we're talking about Premier League footballers here, man. We're talking about Man United. Hard work ain't going to be enough at Man United.
Good enough, bro.
Sorry.
No. So. Yeah, and listen, I'm so rapidly losing faith with Amorim. And I was agreeing with you. Like like you do need to stick with these people. And I'm not saying sack Amorim. I want that out of there now. I'm losing faith with him because listen, formations aside, I should be seeing if he's a good manager, I should be seeing improvement from these players by now. Like the first couple of months, it was like it's a new formation, it's a new system. He's been there since November. People, we're in May. 6 months. 6 months of every day on the training ground working with these players, and I can't say any one of them's improved. Like, who's improved? Excuse me. Like in this Man United team, no one. Like Bruno's got a little bit better because his role's become a little bit like adapted. Like, but not as a player. Just let me rephrase his end product. Like his amount of end product that has got a little bit better. But apart from that, like I'm like, who's improved? No one. None of these players seem to understand the system. None of these players seem to understand the formation. We're playing out the back when we haven't got ball players there. Like there's so many errors that I'm just like, if we were to sack him, I wouldn't be surprised because honestly, you look at it since December, I think we've got 9 points in the league. Something crazy like that. 19, something crazy. Like
that's rough.
Well, like in the last, this is definite. I think it's in the last 9. We've lost 8. We haven't won in the league in 8. 6 defeats, 2 draws. Like people need to be discussing this more. Like I feel like Man United are going under the radar a little bit, like with how bad it's been this year, because Spurs are the banter team, and because everyone expects Man United to come back next year. But I don't know. Like how many signings does he need? This is what I was saying to Nathan the other day. Like 3 or 4 signings ain't going to cut it. Like he ain't going to cut it. He needs 6. Like he needs 6 now.
Yeah,
like,
and they need to be perfect for his formation.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They need to hit the ground running as well. There's no the director of football wants to bring in this, so it might work if you go. Like it's got to be for his formation, and that's probably the worry right now as well. Like you're buying players for a manager who in 6 months' time not even be here.
That's exactly what I said. The great kid. I think what I said. Like the reasons for sacking him is exactly that. Is you're talking about 200 million in the summer.
Yeah.
Like we're not seeing anything from this team. That's a big risk if you ask me. Now listen, if we do win on Wednesday and make Champions League, for a start, I think you're going to have trouble with Gyökeres. I'm putting out there now. I think if we make Champions League, Gyökeres comes to us. I really do believe that. Like because of the Amorim connection, the fact that you haven't tied this deal up yet, like there's still hope. And I think if we make Champions League, I think that because from what I understand, from what I'm reading, like Steve will, when he's back, will be able to inform us better. But that is Amorim's number one priority is to get Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Like because he knows his system, because of this, but apparently Wilcox wants the lap. And now there's like an actual now this is all from Goldbridge to be fair. So how much of it's true and how much, but his sources are pretty good. Like his sources are pretty good. So.
But what I will say on these things, what I will say is how much are they adding a dash of soap opera, a dash of EastEnders and Coronation Street in the drama? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because they tried it with Arteta and Berta, and it was like Arteta wants Sesko, Berta wants Gyökeres. And then they asked, is there a clash? And Arteta was like, no, because if there's a clash, it means the message hasn't got across about what we actually want and need. Yeah. And if there's someone that he wants and I'm not fully on it, that's for him to then explain to me what's the benefits are, and then make a case for it. And then once we've done that, then we decide, and it will never be a case of he wanted him and I didn't. That's just not going to work. So I'm not sure I must say it's going to be the case. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just he's adding a little bit of spice to it.
Yeah. All it comes down to is Amarim's number one priority is Gorkaris. If you can't get him, it's not like he's going to be like, well, I'm throwing everyone. Like, I don't care. We're not doing this no more. You know, like, so yeah, like, but in all realistic, like another bad performance, bro. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could just, honest to God, take any time I've spoken about a Man United game from the last 4.5 months from any one of the shows we've done and put it here right now, and that's the report on that game, mate. Boring, tedious, bad football. Just bad, just very bad. And yeah, it's got to be a big summer in the transfer market for Man United. We need to get some injured players back as well, obviously. Mount's looking like he could be an asset at last.
What was he like against Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea, that was another dead game. That was another dead game, here, to be fair. It was 1-0. We were better defensively that game, but yeah, he was all right. It's the energy. It's the work ethic from him.
Yeah.
Like it's what you need. Obviously, a couple of great goals in the Europa League, like Thursday just gone. So done him the world of good there. But yeah, no player in this Man United team individually is going to perform to a great standard until the whole team raises its level. Like there's no individual. Like Bruno is on his own doing bits, but he can't carry this team on his back. We haven't got one of them. So Mason Mount's performances at the moment are stunted. You know, this is why Rasmus Højlund, I'm like, look, you're done here, mate. Go back to Italy. You're only 22. I reckon you will be a 15-goal a season striker out there. You know, like somewhere you'll find your place.
There's interest because, as I said before, there's a few clubs that are looking in and they're thinking this is. I think this might be a little bit on Man United as opposed to on the player. We said this before. Like I think this is the moment where you can get away with this and you ain't going to get 70 back for Højlund. But
with add-ons,
I feel like you've got to cut your losses. I don't know at his peak whether that even still is the level that you want at Man United.
It's not.
You know, as you're leading your line, it's not, is it? So, I think when you look at someone like Liam Delap, that's probably why they're looking at him. It's 30 mil. It's less than half the money that you paid for Højlund, and that's the level that you're getting. Like a 12-goal a season young striker who you'll get some money back on. But for me, that's you getting someone else. You can't have Liam Delap lead your line. You can't.
No, that's what we keep reading it. I'm like, what are we doing with this? Like, honestly, I'd rather keep Rasmus Højlund. Like, I might as well just keep him, see if he does come good next year. But yeah, if we can get 30 mil for Rasmus Højlund with some add-ons, I'd be very happy come this summer. Zertsky can do Zertsky things. You know what I mean? He's another one of them ballers that's just like, I've got no position for you. I've got no name for your position. You're built like a target man. You've got feet like a, you know what I mean, like a wing back, like taking yourself out of tight spaces and stuff. Yeah, like you move like a donkey. Like, but yet sometimes you've got the grace of a figure skater.
Yeah,
like
it's like, isn't it? It's well confusing.
Yeah. Like,
it's
what are you?
Isn't it?
Yeah. There's a great shout. Yeah, but what are you, bro? What are you? So he only just left this year, didn't he? Tom Huddlestone at Man United. I love that he was there.
Give him a couple of minutes, you could have
done. Mate, I thought, to be fair though, there was points 2 seasons ago, I think, when we had him, where I was like, listen, he's all right. Why are we acting like we haven't got something? Like we've got something. We've got like Tom Huddlestone. It's Tom Huddlestone. Yeah, he's 34, but he's not 30, but he's still. Like, he'll do a job for you at the end of the day. So big summer for like injuries need to come back. So yeah, Mount's improved. Ahmed needs to stay fit. He's Bruno needs to stay unless they want to offer like what I'm reading like silly money for him, weren't it? Like 130 mil or something for a 30-year-old. I'm like, well, that's different. That doesn't even matter. If Saudi Arabia want to offer 430 mil for Bruno, all day. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like people keep like I've got just like yourself and Arsenal fans saying, like, it does get better. Trust me. I've got like Hakeem in the group. It's like I survived the early Fergie years. It took 5 years with Fergie, but I just don't see any. I don't know. Like there's no one out there that I'd replace Aaron with. But listen, his time is short. I think. Like if we're 10 games into the new season and it's 1 win, 2 draws, and 7 defeats, I think it's going to be curtains for him. I really do. We can't be going into January to drop another 100 million players. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, he ain't got long.
All right. Next week we see Manchester United versus Tottenham in the Europa League final. As I said before, it's a bit of an odd one seeing 2 teams so low in the league in the final. But the prize is a spot in the Champions League. How are you feeling coming up to this game? You know, I've seen Tottenham got quite a few injuries. But I'm also seeing a little bit of the Tottenham side, which is riding off of the fact that they've been a year of the underdog. And they feel like they're going to win it based on that, which I don't.
I'm seeing so many different things, like these permutations. What was what I seen the other day? A London team with like 20. Last time I won the 2017 or 2016 when we won the Europa League. London team wins the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Like this and it, like blah blah blah. Arsenal don't like. It's like no. Listen, it's two dead teams. It's going to go. It's going to go 1-2 ways. This game. This is going to be a 1-0 bore fest.
Oh yeah. No, we all want the other one.
Or it's going to be 5-4. It's going to be 5-4. A mess. Goalkeeping errors, defensive errors. There will be a couple of red cards in there. Managers losing their heads. Piss poor VAR decisions. Like all sorts. Oh, we completely forgot Dean Endo. Dean Endo, blatant red card. We'll get that out of the way. Like just now, the FA Cup one. So blatant. Like what's we are up to there? Shocking. But yeah, we want the 5-4 obviously in Man United's favour. It's so big for both clubs because I think the team who loses, the manager's sacked. I really do believe.
Yeah, 100%.
And it has to be. It has to be.
I don't think people remember the last time their teams also didn't play in Europe. Like, and I'm not talking about Europa League, Conference, any of it. Like the emptiness you feel when you have one game a week, it's horrible. It's a horrible place to be. Like, I remember a lot of people before were saying, "Oh no, we need to come out of Europe so we can concentrate on getting in the Champions League." Nope, because what happens is you can't have much rotation. Your players, who are your first team main players, they have to play on the weekends, week in, week out. And then when it comes to cup games, you're like, I can rotate one or two, but really, I need them to have a game because they ain't got a game in a week if they don't play. So, mate, you're stuck. You don't see your youngsters in the Carabao Cup. You just see the rotation players in the Carabao Cup. Yeah. It's rubbish. It's not fun at all. And then, I do not envy you. Whoever doesn't make that, whoever doesn't win that final.
No, and I truly believe that whoever doesn't, they deserve to get sacked as well. Like you're only not basically Ange and Ruben. The only reason you're not getting sacked is because the Europa League saved your season. Like that's the only reason. Like otherwise, it's been abysmal. Both of you, your footballs. Mate, like, at least with Amorim, I can see what he's trying to achieve with this squad, with his system. Sorry, he just hasn't got the squad. But to me, that reeks of someone who's too stubborn to change their ways, like and not work with what he's got. But anyways, doing Ange, I've got no idea what Spurs are about. Like honestly,
it's the same we've been saying for a while now. Like when there was even to the point when there was the Chelsea game when. Oh, he's a breath of fresh air. You don't understand. We had Jose, we had Conte. Oh no, you had two of the best managers the Premier League has had ever. Like we're talking about Premier League legends and Premier League champions. They were, but no, go to Tottenham and it's a problem. We had Nuno Espirito Santo getting currently sitting with Nottingham Forest in potentially going to get a Champions League spot. Probably going to get in Europe. He was your manager as well. But oh no, we want to see someone who, with 9 men, plays a high line on the halfway line. And that's a breath of fresh air. I would have sacked him there and then. Like, it was an absolute joke. And now Tottenham sit after they stood there and cheered when their team lost, which meant there was no chance of Champions League football. They're now sitting 17th in the league on 38 points. Conceded 61 goals and lost 21 games. 20. Let that sink in. That's 21 games. Like there's Tottenham fans saying, even if he wins, do we sack him? It's like they're like, no, we can't. It's like, yeah, you're stuck with him. Like,
you can.
Amorim, there's potential to see. This is what he wants to sign in the summer. He's trying to change into a new team. He's trying to change formation. Players need to learn. You know what you're getting with Ange. What is he going to do with any players that he brings in? Like you tried to say that he had, when he's got this best squad, we could compete for the league. He's got his best squad now. He's got his full team back. And it feels like the players don't like him anymore. Maddison ain't playing. I think he's injured now. Like,
Maddison's injured apparently. Yeah. But again, like Madison ain't no game changer. Like, I don't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he's a good player, but I'm on the Roy Keane. Yeah, I'm on the Roy Keane level with when it comes to James Madison. Like, he's all right, but like, nah. Like, listen, he ain't in the conversations with the Palmers and the Odegaards and the Brunos and the KDBs. Like, he ain't in that conversation. He ain't. He's so far from it. It's crazy, to be fair. So, but yeah, yeah. I'm worried. I can't lie. Like, it's going to be a nerve-wracking final. Because Man United these days, like, honestly, like I was saying, Man United, like, we can have a 4-goal lead at half time and throw it away. Like, we are that bad. Like, so.
Do you not feel like they've turned up for the big games though?
It's Man United, we do. I know what you're saying. We're unbeaten in Europe this year as well. That's one of the things. Listen, I'm a big proponent of the been there, done that philosophy when it comes to winning trophies.
100%.
You know, but still, it happens. Look at Man City at the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, it does happen where the not team does get there and wins. So, it's Wednesday night, by the way, isn't it? Not next week. It's Wednesday. It's got 2 days' time. Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah. So I'll be biting my nails through it. Like I say, even if we go 2-0 up early, I'll still be like, oh god, it's Man United. Like, anything can happen. But then again, it's Spurs. Anything can happen. That's why I'm hoping for the neutral. I'm hoping it's the 5-4. You know what I mean? Spurs 4-2 up on like 78 minutes. Man United pull one back on the 83rd. Equaliser on 90+1. Winner 90+3. Old school Man United.
So you were saying there, if Manchester United win, it's going to be a big transfer window, and
needs to be.
You feel like they will get Gyökeres as his priority. Have you warmed to him yet?
Not really, but that's what the manager wants. This is the thing. It's going to be weird, isn't it? Because if he gets the players that he wants, it's going to be 2 or 3 players that I've always said I don't rate that highly. Cunha, like, they're not bad players. I want that noted right now. I think they're good players, but Cunha ain't like nothing special. I don't think. Could be well wrong. We'll see. Gyökeres, I still listen. I haven't watched loads of him, but what I have watched, like, if you didn't know them numbers that he's got, which are crazy numbers, there's no 2 ways about it. If you didn't know about that numbers, you wouldn't be looking at Gyökeres, I don't think, being like, yeah, that's one of the best strikers in Europe, just from his play style. But listen, I'm a stats man, not an eye test man. Like I do both, but and his numbers are incredible. So, and I'm of the mindset that if these are the players that Amorim is saying that he needs, then we've got to get him, and I've got to trust him. I've got to go for it. In my mind, I'd much rather us go and get. Then again, who's out there in Europe at 58 mil? That's the other thing. That the price is right with Gyökeres. That's the other thing. Basically, you're talking him, Sesko, Vlahovic, who again I don't rate that highly. Like, I think he's all right.
I've never really been a big fan of him.
No, Osimhen, obviously, but let's face it, he's going Saudi. I would have thought, like, so he's getting that big money move somewhere. Yeah, Osimhen. Is that not realistic for anyone at the moment, unless you've got 120 mil in the bank? And that's it, really. It's them 4, isn't it? Like, realistically, like, I'm sure that people would be like talking about Martinez of Inter Milan and who's the Czech.
If you're Martinez, are you leaving Inter Milan?
No, of course not. It's
League final, won the league, or if you're not won the league, they're on the way to win the league. Like,
didn't they lose it last night? Did I not see that? Is that another team?
The Ajax.
Was it in Holland?
They got one more game. Was that it? I think they got one more game.
I don't know. I saw some weird.
One more game. 1 point off. They're second in the league. Napoli 79 points. Inter 78 points.
Yeah, yesterday they conceded a 90th minute penalty to Lazio, so it would have won them, or they still would have been in first place going into the last game of the season. So, and that's where we're at with strikers, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Otherwise, you've got to be looking at a Mateta, which.
I like Mateta.
So do I. Yeah,
but it's I don't know. It sounds harsh to say that it's not exciting, because if you actually just look at how he plays, he's a quality striker. He's a quality striker. So it shouldn't be about not exciting. Would he do the job? Yes. So I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be angry at Mateta.
Yeah, but this is what I say, man. I need to do anyway. To be fair, so yeah, and then like. I know he's not a striker per se, but then you're starting to look at forward players like Brian Mbeumo, Vissa. You know, I mean, like I said, the Czech player, I can't Schick at
Yeah.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Like you're starting to look at like the Arnautovic's of the world.
Go down a step.
The what was the French dude that was big a couple of years ago? Kolo Muani, was it?
Oh yeah. Who was at PSG and went on back on loan to Juventus? Yeah.
It's like Marcus Thuram, you know what I mean? Like you look at like, but again, Marcus Thuram's going to set you back silly money.
This is what they were doing in the January transfer window. Kolo Muani wanted to go out on loan because he wanted game time, and there's again we'll go back to Arsenal fans that were complaining about the fact that Arsenal didn't go out and get Kolo Muani because they were looking only scored like 3 goals in his first 3 games. He didn't. I don't think he scored a goal after that. And there was complaints that they're not getting enough from him. And so again, and I think it was like a 7 million fee to get him on loan. Like stupid.
Loan fees are crazy now. Yeah, loan fees are crazy now. But that's the thing, because the players we're talking about now, like when you get into the Kolo Muanis and stuff, they're not strikers. They're forward players.
The Brian Bueno, he's a forward. Forward.
Wissa, he's a forward.
Yeah.
Like then none of them are out and out specialized strikers. That's the list I gave at the start. You know what I mean? Like those 4 or 5 players. That's it in all of world football of what I'd call available top-ish tier strikers.
And obviously you've got Jonathan David as well, who goes on a free. Another interesting one.
I like Jonathan David. I do like him, but he's not like he's you know what I mean? Like that's when no one's ever bought him from Lille. You know what I mean?
Well, no one's made the push, and there's always been interest since this was at Genk, right?
Yeah, but he's only like 25, isn't he? He's not old.
He's still young.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be listening. If Man United were sensible, diving into that free market, if we're selling Rasmus Højlund, I'd take Jonathan David as a replacement all day, every day. So don't get it twisted. But I'm not
16 goals, 5 assists in the French league in 32 games last season.
There's no getting twisted. I'm not saying I wouldn't have him. I absolutely would have Jonathan David, like 100%. But it's still not that level. You know what I'm trying to say? It's still not the guarantee. Like he comes in, does he bag 16 goals in the Premier League? I'm not sure. So you're now talking 10. Is that enough? Probably not. So, but yeah, it all comes down to himself, Højlund. But yeah, big window. We're going to need wing backs desperately. Need wing backs. I think we need another centre back. I think we're going to need another centre midfielder. Like this is what I mean. You start going through it, it's like, and then you've got Liverpool out here making moves on Frimpong and Kerkez. It's wound me right up there. Not Frimpong. I don't think he works in the back 4. We'll see. Yeah, Kerkez, you know how much I love Kerkez. I thought he was going Real Madrid, Milos. I thought he was going Real Madrid, son. And they're going to Liverpool. Yeah, Kerkez I love, but yeah, Frimpong in a back 4 is going to be interesting. I know I'm going off tangent here, but like everything I've seen of him suggests that he's an awful defender. Like,
I'm not 100% like they've got Conor Bradley. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure Frimpong's been brought in for that right back role.
No, I think that because I said it. Yeah.
I think he might be being brought in as a winger.
Yeah, as an emergency right back when Bradley goes down injured or something.
Yeah.
As an attacking player.
He's not a right back.
He's not a right back.
Even in the Scottish League, like was he playing wing back? He must have been playing wing back because he was so attacking in the Scottish League. Like because he was Celtic, weren't he?
He was Celtic, weren't he?
Yeah. Formerly Man City, like another player from Man City, like their academy is just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know where he's going to play because he's not defensively sound at all. Very good going forward, pacey, good technique, good player. But as a right back, I'm not 100% sure. But again, Liverpool making moves. Kerkez, he's been one of the best fullbacks in the league. Very, very good player. You brought him to our attention, and since then I've keep an eye on him. He's
Bournemouth are making some bank this summer, mate. It's 60 mil for Kerkez, I think it is, like total package, and 50 mil for Højlund. Yeah. I think it's staying up front and then add-ons for Kerkez is what they're talking about. I mean, they paid. Well, they must have paid 15 or something for him, I reckon. It might have even been more because it wasn't like he was an unknown to the footballing world, if you know what I mean. It wasn't like an out of nowhere signing. So I think they would probably spent decent money on Kerkez, I reckon. They definitely did on Højlund. That was like 16 mil they spent on him. I know that. So, but big sum of money in the transfer window. Big sum, just like it is for Arsenal, to be fair, bruv.
Yeah,
like,
what I would say about Kerkez quickly is if you look at because what I've seen is a lot of some of the negatives they've said is about the fact that obviously it's the Portuguese league. Would you be able to replicate that in the Premier League and the stand defending and the way he's brushed off some opponents, even in the Champions League, and they weren't the best of the clubs that he was doing that against. But I would really look at his form when he was at Coventry. I was watching it solidly. I've been watching some solid highlights of his Coventry form because that's the closest I can get to trying to see how he would play in the Premier League or in England. And I've warmed to him, man. I really have. Just the way he can sit on the shoulder and he's got that level of strength. I know he did it against Stern Gratch and just brushed the geezer, bounced off of him, and maybe the direction that he ran in. I think people are overanalyzing it. He can do a job in the Championship, scoring I think 17 goals in one season, 20 plus in the other season, and he knows how to run in the channels. He's got strength, he's got pace, and he's got a finish as well. He pops up in the right places, and that's what I was taking notice of. Is in popping up in the right places, and that's what we both need. That's what Arsenal need. They need someone that's going to be in the right place at the right time. And when they do get those one-on-ones, when they are sitting on the shoulder of the last man and running through one-on-one, you're confident they're going to put it away, and that's what I think you get with someone like Gyökeres. So yeah, I'm more than whoever gets him. I think you're getting a good player.
Yeah. I think what I don't think he's a bad player. I didn't know if it'd work. What's warmed me a little bit towards him is those numbers: 66 goal contributions this season in 51 games. So let's say he only gets half of that in the Premier League. That's 33 goal contributions a season. Let's say he gets 1/3 of that. That's 22 goal contributions in a season. You know what I mean? Like, even a quarter of it is like, my maths is getting bad now, but like 17 goal contributions in a season. You know what I mean? Like, it's still numbers, however you look at it. So unless he comes in and flops so hard like a Rasmus Højlund, he's going to get you goals and assists. So, and it's that price again. He's coming at that price point. 58 mil for a player with them numbers is crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah.
There's clearly been some agreement that he can leave this summer, and the 100 mil was clearly putting people off. So they've had to drop the price.
If I was him, I'd go Arsenal. I'm not just saying that. Like, I'd 100% go Arsenal. I just got this, like, it feels a little bit to me like he said a couple of times he's waiting for the right club, for like these cryptic clues that every fan takes to mean their club. I've taken it to mean Manchester United. You know,
he's waiting for Wednesday to see what the result is.
See if they make Champions League. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm going off of. But yeah, like, whoever don't get him, it's worse for Arsenal than it is for Man United, I think, because we can go out and get a lesser striker, but you're down to Sesko. Like, if you don't get Gyökeres, it's Sesko. Otherwise, you're now looking at having to drop 50 mil on Ollie Watkins because you ain't getting him for 40 mil. You know what I mean? They know that they've got guns to you. If they know you.
Yeah, at that point, if the deals start to fall through and everyone sees that, they will know how to be able to grab us by the balls. But I think that Ollie Watkins wouldn't be enough, and we'd have to bring in another striker. And I would suspect we would try and bring in Watkins and potentially a Liam Delap.
It just depends. It depends, because if you keep everyone, listen, I don't think the Arsenal's problems this season were solely injuries. Like, I know you had some bad ones, but like, I see a lot of rhetoric at the moment going around about Arsenal would have done this if Arsenal could have done, like,
no, we need a striker
saying it. Yeah, like that, 100%. Like, you need a striker, but your squad is. If you only got Ollie Watkins, if he stays fit all season and everyone in your team maintains or improves from this season, Martinelli adds a few more, Havertz stays fit, adds, Martin Odegaard steps his game up, Saka stays fit all season, it would be enough for a year. It would be enough to see you through till the next season, I think. Like, and then you can go and look for that next man.
Yeah, it's about timing, though, isn't it? This seems to be the right summer to bring in that striker, because even if you could write it out to next season, who's there?
Exactly.
Like, it's going to have to be someone that turns up out of the blue, like, because that player should be around now that is potentially has potential, and you can see it. Like, there's no names. There's just no names of the young striker, young up and coming striker. That's Sesko. This is the season he's going to be leaving.
Liam, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
It's Liam Delap is the one that, like, because apparently it's like 6-7 clubs are all having a look at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's how bad that striker market is. Is that it's Liam Delap? That's the man that everyone's like, oh, like, and I ain't said like for sure. Like, I'd be quite disappointed if I signed him. We need something more.
I think what people are seeing is he scored, was it 12 goals in the league? His hold up play is very good. He's honest, works hard, strong, half decent pace. I think that's what they're seeing. And they probably go back to Liam Delap's goal scoring record when he was a kid was something disgusing, wasn't it? Didn't he break records?
I don't know, to be fair,
They've got that historical data. It's just like anything on Champ, when you see this player, let's see what he's doing in a couple of seasons' time, because he scored like 65 goals in a season for Man City youth team, something like that. So it's like, So it's probably one of those situations where they're like, okay, we're starting to see the potential of this kid. We've been keeping an eye on him for a few years now, and it may be time to strike. Be very, very interesting what happens with Liam Delap. One thing we have been seeing, Mikel Arteta made a few comments about Kai Havertz the other day. They said that Kai Havertz has undergone a transformation in his body while being injured. He claimed he destroyed all the metrics he had in the gym for the last 10 years. Kai Havertz has been sidelined since February, since tearing his hamstring. But apparently he has been smashing it in the gym. There's been a transformation in his body over the last 3 years in his career. It's been so condensed that he hasn't had the time to be able to do it, but he has done it in this window. And to be fair, the staff and how they explained the opportunity that is within his physique and the level that he can go to with his body type. It also went on to say his power, acceleration, muscle mass have all increased. And he's been an excellent example for the other injured players in the squad who have now stepped up their levels to match him, which is another very, very good thing. So we could potentially be seeing Kai Havertz do a Leon Goretzka type transformation.
Do a shit ton of steroids, is what you're saying.
Lewandowski, Ivan Drago type thing. Goes back to Germany for 3 months over the summer.
There's a lot of strange, like, medical from birth things that players get found out about at Bayern Munich. It's weird. No one's ever noticed it before, but all of a sudden you've got this genetic disease. You need anabolic steroids, mate. HRT, you say HCT, you need blood transfusions, we need to do this to you. But listen,
new technology. New technology.
Unless I'm seeing Havertz on a leg weights machine, destroying it like Roy Keane when he comes out. I don't know about it, bruv. Don't know about it. Listen, that can go one or two ways, though. I've seen the players. Like, if you put on too much, all of a sudden, the game's gone. Yeah, like, he's a man that could do with a bit more muscle mass on him, though. So, no, look, listen. I don't think he's the main man, Havertz. I think he's a very good player, but you needed him this year. You needed him this year badly. And that shows the worth of a player in my mind. Like, listen, look, you can hate Havertz. I don't think you should. You know what I mean? But you can if you want. But he's a good footballer at the end of the day, and Arsenal missed him desperately this year. So,
he's so versatile. Look, one of the comments that because I've heard it quite a lot. What's going to happen with Kai Havertz? What's going to happen with Kai Havertz?
I've said it a few times.
I think I alluded to it when we first signed him. Was that I just see him? Arteta said he's so versatile. He can put in a good performance in many different positions. We know his natural position is that number 10. He came in and they played him a lot deeper, and they played him in that number 8 role when he first came in, which didn't quite work out. He played there and he did a job in there, but it's not something where he really excels and you're getting the best out of him. But I'll be really interested to see him in that number 10 role when Odegaard isn't the option, because I see a lot of fans say that Nwaneri should be not over Havertz, alternative to Odegaard. But if you didn't learn from last season that yes, I know he's gone up a year in age. However, that still don't count. I need a 21-year-old that's going to potentially pop in there, unless he's ready and built like Miles Lewis-Skelly right now. And even then, it's still a bit touch and go as to whether they should be your main alternative. Plus, if you look at the type of player that Munieri is, what in his game has showed you that he can be cute around the box. So he's got that level of creativity where he can just spot something and pass through the channels. I've not seen that. What I've seen, his best attributes are dribbling, shooting, and being very direct and attacking, similar to what you've got with Saka. So you have him on the right. And again, you keep your options. So he's not your main option. He's another option until he is the main option.
Yeah,
so I think we looking at that, especially if we want to be challenging across four fronts as well.
That's the thing. You need the game time. That's all I've ever said. For me personally, when it comes to Havertz, is he's not a reserve player.
No.
He's not a reserve player. He's got ambitions for the German national team. He needs 35, 40 games a season minimum. Minimum. He needs, otherwise he's going to want to leave. So it's not where he can play, etc., etc. But when you've got your strongest starting 11, in reality, the only position he's got is left wing. And I don't know how good the way you play, he's game, he can do a good job out there, but you're talking about a very different left winger to the way you play football. So, yeah. But listen, you get 1 year out of him, definitely. And if you can prove to him, listen, you'll still get, you're starting all the cup, you know what I mean? The injuries happen, this happens, blah, blah, blah. That's why I don't think you need more than one. The more I think about it, I don't think you need more than one striker in the summer, as long as you get that main striker, you know what I mean? The main man in, not a Liam Delap.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of PTSD over the amount of injuries we've had in key positions. Havertz out for a while. Jesus out for a while, and it's Jesus' second long-term injury, second surgery. So Saka out for a while. So it gets to that, and then we also had Martinelli out for a while, and more bad news now. We've got Jurrien Timber with another injury when he's had to undergo surgery as well on an ankle injury. It's crazy. It's crazy, and this is what I was saying to previously about the questions about Ben White. You need a squad. Yeah, you need a squad, and you need those levels. You can't afford to be dropping down and bringing in a player who's just going to sit on the bench. You need someone challenging. You need someone who can just potentially, do you know what? I'm going to rotate you because you played too many games recently. And I think we've got to start looking after our players. We need to add more rotation into our squads.
100%.
We can't be having players that are going down, having to undergo surgery every season because they've been overplayed. And it doesn't even feel like it's to the point of being overplayed. I wouldn't have said that Jurrien Timber's been overplayed. Yes, there could have been opportunities to rotate him, but if not for Ben White's injury. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
There's so many games now, Kit. In all honesty, they need it's a conversation for a different day. They do need to expand that 25-player limit. They actually do. Because if you're a team that's on all 5 fronts now, including the World Club Championship, in a season, no, there won't be. But let's say you're fighting, you're a big club, you're fighting on all 4 fronts, and you've got a international competition in the summer coming up. You could be playing, if you're a top player, you could be playing 75, 80 games a season. And I know the geezer at the back of the pub. I could. They're paid to play football. It's a game. It's a game.
140 grand a week. What would I do for 140 grand a week? Shut up, Stephen.
Shut up. Yeah.
All right, just drink your pint of...
You're half and half. You're half and half. Drink your half and half, mate. You know what I mean? The old man drink.
Foster's top. Foster's top. Foster's top. Get away from me. Get away from me. This has gone over loads of people's heads because no one drinks anymore.
This fish out, But these are old men drinks. All the kids out there who think we're old men, it's for the older.
The old 15 pints today. What are you drinking? Carling.
Carling. 3.2%. But these players need rest. I'm sorry. If you want to see peak athletic perfection, then you've got to start bringing in bigger squads or taking down these games, because a boxer, you look at it, they train, a good fight camp's 8 weeks. You know what I mean, for one fight of 12 3-minute rounds, so 36 minutes. And if they have a bad one, they have a bad performance. So and all you're going to do is start running these players into the ground. And I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm an England fan. I don't want Saka injured every year, because that only leads to one thing. 26, 27, you're done. You're still a good player. You're still maybe a bit of Arsenal, but you've had 2 knee tendon operations where they've stretched it and put it back and stitched it up. You know what I mean? You had a broke like this and that. I don't want to see that, man. Like, so yeah, they need to expand the squads or take some of this football down because, in all honesty, yeah, I mean, sorry, I've really gone on a tangent, different conversation, but it's something that's been annoying me for a while now.
It's a fair shout. We've spoken about it before about how look, it's not because I saw people criticizing Arteta's training methods, and they tried to say that it's because Arteta does intense training, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? Arteta says he trains him intensely. Mate, relax yourself. First of all, there's not enough training. They're not training enough because they're playing Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So they can't. They've got to recover. So they can't have training sessions. They're having light, pissy training sessions. They can't do muscle work. They can't do recovery work. They're essentially just doing recovery work. They're not. And then they get the odd drills in. And then you're tactics. It's just one game a week. Tactics.
Yeah. Corners, maybe you might get some set piece placement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not. Players aren't doing the proper recovery, the gym work. They're not able to do that because with that gym work, then you need recovery, and then you have your training. They can't do that, which means they can't strengthen their muscles, and that's why these injuries are happening. It's too many games, too many intense games. You've added Champions League where there's no let off anymore. You're playing more games and they're more intense because it goes, as we saw last time, it went down to the last game of the season where anyone could have gone in or out of that top league. So yeah, and if that's not going to change, like what you said and suggested, you've got to open up that squad. You've got to make it a bigger squad, and then these potentially, then you've got to stretch out that financial fair play with it as well. So that clubs are able to keep up with that because. It's getting too much, and the last right now we're seeing multiple injuries. We don't want to see someone dropping down because they're exhausted.
It will happen. Yeah, it will. You'll see more and more of that, and don't be coming at me with COVID jabs for being causing it.
Yeah. We're 5 years gone on that. People should have dropped down dead already.
Don't even make your COVID jabs, all right? Yeah, right. But the only other alternative is, and it's a nuclear option, but it's something that I might be interested in talking about, dropping the Premier League to 18 or even 16 teams. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? Like, we've done it before. The Premier League used to be 22.
24.
Yeah, 24, wasn't it? Yeah. 24. So we've done it before, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, and Man United and Spurs would have got relegated this year if we'd done it this year. So there's a little bonus for you, bruv, to get on my side. Do you know what I mean? If it was...
Now, do you know what? This was a question. I haven't done it. I'm going to do it. I'll do it now, but I'll do a video of it on my page as well. Who would you rather have relegated? Man United or Tottenham? And it was obviously the influence. That was like, and the Tottenham one was like, look, I know there's obviously Arsenal out there that want us relegated, but I think there's a load of teams that would want you relegated. And I was like, do you know what? I actually wouldn't. I'm a traditionalist,
exactly,
and I want the good teams to be good, and I want the best teams to be back to where they belong, and I want at least a few seasons where everyone's good. Tottenham were never that team.
No.
Tottenham were never that team to even care about whether they're good or not. They're not in the conversation. So I would happily see Tottenham relegated over Man United. I don't actually want to see Man United. I don't mind seeing them suffer a little bit.
Yeah.
To get humbled, but I don't want to see them relegated. I don't actually want to see that.
No, and the other thing is you think both teams would jump straight back up, but in reality, that's not reality. Spurs are much more likely than United to stay in the Championship. You know what I mean? So, just another little bonus to you people out there, just so you understand what we're talking about here. We can see the end of Spurs. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get on to... go on.
Sorry, I was doing a proper thinking I was filling space. Let's move on.
No. Let's get on to the transfer news now. There's plenty as well.
Let's go.
First one. Man United have made potentially. This is in Fijas, so let's not believe this, but let's pretend it's true, which it clearly ain't. Man United have made an offer of £65 million for Bournemouth striker Brian Mbeumo.
Hold up a minute, bro, because I swear My earpiece must not be working. I swear you said 65 million pounds.
Oh, sorry,
So
sorry.
6.5.
54 million pounds. 65 million
5.4 mil.
euros.
5.4 mil. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. 54 mil. Nah, mate. Sorry, cut you off.
Who
No,
has
no.
a year left on his contract? I didn't
Oh,
realise
that's so Man United.
And also, I didn't realise that Mbeumo was only 25. This hairline throws you off.
25, mate. I never know.
He's 25. He was in the French under 21s team, and I saw the under 21s team he was with. I was like, that's what threw me, because I was looking at old under 21s teams, and I was like, Bryan Mbeumo's in there. What the hell? How old is he? And he was like, he's 25. 25.
Nah, I'm sorry, bro. Is that 20? Is that a European 25 or is that an African 25, mate? I just, you know what I mean? I don't want to carbon date the man, but I ain't having that he's 25, bro. I ain't having that one. Behave yourself. Like, he's younger than Mason Mount. Nah, mate. No. I'm not having that, bro. I don't care what his passport says. I don't care. Listen. That's a mental. I also, I think he's a good player. I think he'd work at Man United, but 54 mil for a player who's got a year left on his contract. Yeah. I'll walk to Old Trafford myself with that words, Vinios. Like, seriously, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, there's players in the free market that we can get that maybe not as good as Mbeumo, but are just about as good as Mbeumo. Like, he ain't nothing special. We cannot be dropping 54 mil on him. I know transfer fees are different now, but nah, mate, not with a year on his contract. That's crazy. Would you take him at Arsenal? Fee aside, not talking about his way. His fee.
There's a lot of fans that are big. There's a lot of fans that are big fans of Bryan Mbeumo. I like what he does, but I'm not overwhelmed by him. In all honesty, I'm really not.
That's what I'm like.
There's something about Wissa that I like. I think a little bit more than Mbeumo. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I like Mbeumo, but yeah, it feels like a typical Arsenal Twitter signing. The Mbeumo's, the Emi Buendias, the James Maddison, the Yann Villas. Like, we're going back years, but if you made up a dream team of those players, are they getting in Europe? They're barely a top 8 team. So yeah, nah. Daya Upamecano was another one that Arsenal fans used to love and always talk about.
Did you ever see that clip of him being a bit of a donkey and the commentator going, "It's Upamecano"?
What a violation!
French as well. So it's a French commentator, and all of a sudden he's just talking about him. He's like, I don't know French, obviously. And then out of nowhere, it's just like, "Oh, Maguire!" You're like, "Damn, son, damn!"
Oh my gosh!
I'm talking about Maguire Dino like that. You know what I mean? Just get him up on the right wing. Get him up on the right wing, old Maguire. We don't need him in defence.
I couldn't believe it. Dropping his shoulder, twisting him.
What I love as well, though, is this generation has got so used to stale pep football that we're actually stunned that a centre back can drop a shoulder.
Please bring back the likes of. That's why Shirky is a little bit exciting. Yeah.
I'll take him in a heartbeat. Yeah,
I want to see like the what's his name? The set maximums a little bit too much. It's a little bit too steppy ovary.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're trying to do. Now let's have some actual execution to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Shirky's that guy. Like I'd like to see Brazil come out with some proper Brazilian players. Another Neymar, another Ronaldinho. Because we know you've taken it into your athletic era. Now let's push back. Let's bring back some of them flair players. The world needs you. Save football. Aston Villa are interested in Barcelona and Spain striker Ferran Torres, and are prepared to pay around £42 million, 50 million euros for the Spanish international striker. Villa
making moves.
That's the thing with Emery. Like, some of the signings you may get and they may seem a little bit underwhelming, not kind of your style. But then he pulls out his little black book, and he pulls out these ones, the Asensios, the Ferran Torreses, them ones, the Rashfords.
Yeah,
he gets these ones in.
it's
and
good
for a team
manager.
like Aston Villa, so it's a very good
That'd be a
sign.
marquee. That'd be a marquee
Very,
signing.
very
Mate. He's
good
had a good
signing.
year this year as well. I think he's like 20-goal season, or not 20-goal. Yeah, 20-goal season. I think he's had something like
It
that.
was quite surprising when he left Man City because I think he had quite a good season under Man City, but it was
He wanted
Barcelona
to go,
coming off
didn't
him.
Yeah,
it was.
he wanted to go, and I think it was one of them as well. I don't remember the fees, but I think it was one of them where Man City were like, if you're going to pay this sort of money for
Yeah,
him,
instant profit or something like that, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
didn't they
so-
get a good deal? They got a good deal for him, didn't they? In the first
Yeah.
place, City. Yeah, I think they got him for a steal.
Yeah, they sold him for 65 million euros, and they got him for 23 million euros.
Yeah, they
you know
got
what
him
I
for
mean?
an
So-
absolute
so-
bargain.
Yeah, 40 million euros profit. So yeah, like, what can you
after
do?
one season, weren't it?
1.5 was it? 2, like it was. Like that's, I think it was 2 seasons, but that second season it was known. You know what I mean? Like it was known he's off to Barcelona. So
English manager Will Steele is in talks to become Southampton's new boss after leaving French team Lyon. Lyon's under 21. I can't still. Lyon's 21-year-old winger Ryan Shirky is a target for Manchester United and Liverpool, and has confirmed he will leave the French side this summer. And you'll get him on a cheap as well. I know that Man City.
it's like 23 mil or something.
Yeah,
Like it's something silly like that.
I think you were saying there's not much money in France, so they're looking to take as much as they can.
I think you've done more research on this than me in the end, which is that French TV deal absolutely just butchered them. Yeah,
it was not Canal Plus. They were blown out. Canal Plus were blown out of the water by, is it Foot TV or something like that? I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And then they went like bankrupt halfway through a season, and they were looking to sell the club halfway through the season. It was like just the rights halfway through the season. It's just ridiculous, and it killed so many French teams. And then Uber Eats came in for the rescue, but again,
isn't it on the zone now as well? Like all of it throughout the world. But the problem is that they haven't got. What they've got is one package with the zone worldwide, whereas most leagues, like the Premier League's got a package with Sky UK, a package with Sky Germany. Sky's probably got all incontinency, but when you go out to Saudi Arabia or, you know what I mean, like it's different deals coming from everywhere. So yeah, it's really affected them. So yeah,
well, a lot of places in Europe, Sky won't have for the Premier League. It will be Canal Plus, or it will be Eurosport.
Eurosport.
Some of the other ones.
TNT, like it's different over there. So. Whereas the French League hasn't got that. They've just got DAZN. And no offense, French League, but I ain't paying for DAZN to watch the French League. You know, I watch the French League. I watch the French League when it's 9:30 on a Thursday. Well, not Thursday because maybe I play Thursdays now. On a Tuesday, and it's like, what's on TV? Oh, Lons are playing Lille because I've got TNT Sports. And it's on TNT Sports.
I'll be like, I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch Mobland, or I'm gonna watch Gangs of London. You know what I mean?
But that's the only time I watch the French League. Yeah. So yeah, I get out my way to watch it. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're in trouble with the French League. So I think you'll see a mass exodus. I mean, that's why we got Euro, weren't it? That's how we got Lenny Euro. They did not want to sell Lenny Euro at all. Like
he only been dribbled past 3 times this season. It looks like you got a good signing there.
Oh, listen, he's gone in a couple of years. He deserves to be somewhere better than us at the moment.
Oh, wow.
In all fairness, Lenny Euro's got Real Madrid written all over him. Like, you watch that, 6 years' time, Saliba, Lenny Euro.
Yeah, well, whoa, pause. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I was just about to. That was a nice segue. It's the 60 million release clause, you bastard. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? There's no need for that.
Because I'm
swearing. Blasphemy. All right? Real Madrid have got their main man, and it's this guy. Potentially one of the best young defenders in Europe. They don't need Saliba. He's a scrub. All right?
Leave him alone. He's only out of the side of his best friend's ride. You don't want none of that. You know what I mean?
Mate, he's Arsenal through and through. You leave him alone. I bet not. In all honesty, as I said before, when Real Madrid come When Real Madrid knock, is a different knock. Yeah, it is what it is, and I'm not silly. I'm not naive to think otherwise.
All you got to do is make sure you get monies for them. Keep players in contract.
Yeah, you just don't do what Liverpool done and let one of your best players go on a free.
And if it's 2 years before the end of his contract and Real Madrid are sniffing and he hasn't signed within like 18 months, get rid, mate. Get some money for him.
I'm selling you to Inter Milan. I'm doing this out of spite now. I'm sending you to anyone but.
Yeah, it's protecting your club. I'm not waiting for you to run down your contract on the hope that maybe you'll stay with us because you're going to Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid.
He lied to us. He strung us along. No, he didn't. The moment he turned around and said, after 2 years left, and Real Madrid was sniffing his nuts, you should have gone selling you.
Yeah.
Who wants him? City? Who wants him? Yeah. I don't care where he goes. He's not going to them on a free.
Yeah,
like
30 mil is better than because that's what everybody's.
They were offering 20 in January, weren't they?
I think it was more than that in January. That's what I was about to say. It was 20, like to get him to break his contract. Like
that's stupid. Then
it's so stupid, man.
That's stupid. They were like still hoping in January.
Yeah, but even if it was only 20 mil, that's a deal you make. You're like, do you have a 20 mil? But we want some, Champions League clauses. Yeah. We want some big clauses, not guaranteed clauses. Some big ones. If he wins 3 leagues with you, we want 6 mil.
Because we played them in the Youth Champions League last season, and he absolutely destroyed us. And I haven't seen him make one appearance for you yet. Yeah. So could we have him on the first refusal and at a cheaper price? There's deals that can be made.
Deals could have been done. Listen, it's Liverpool. It was a bad bit of business, and do you know what? It's happening to all of us, and Liverpool fans come at me all you want, but it's the truth. You did bad business and you're butthurt about it. That's what you're upset about. It was you are for some reason you got in your head that you're bigger than Real Madrid and that a player that's won everything with you would stay because he's from Liverpool.
That's the thing I can't get. That's the thing I can't get. He wants to join Real Madrid. Well, he can do everything he can at Real Madrid with us. Can he wear the white kit of Real Madrid in the Bernabeu, in the Santiago Bernabeu? No, he can't. No. He can't do the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. Anfield's iconic. It's one of the most iconic stadiums in Europe. It still ain't the Bernabeu. It just ain't. It just ain't the same.
I'm sorry, it ain't. It ain't. When we talk about iconic clubs that people have gone to, they look at Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
They look at Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. It's Juventus. It's AC Milan. It's Barcelona. I'm sorry. It ain't.
It's not English teams. It ain't even Man United. It ain't English teams because our weather's shit. Most people think our food's terrible. That's a different conversation, Swab. But you know what I mean. It's a 100%. Tiny island. It's a tiny island nation. You know what I mean. You've got the people always forget this stuff as well. You've also, if they're a player that's got a wife and kids, they're like Manchester. Nah, fam. Milan, yes. Paris,
it's everything. It's everything encapsulated. It's the lifestyle. It's the plan. It's the beach. It's Madrid. It's Barcelona. Yeah. It's that. It's living it up in Turin. It's living it up in Milan. It's not living it up in Salford, mate.
Yeah, Salford.
It's in London. But even then, the taxis, it's expensive to live. And we're talking about footballers, but still, the taxes that you get by being in England is a joke.
It's mental.
Yeah. Don't get twisted. It's people want to play in England. Yes, the name, but the money. It's the money they want from England. It's not the name that they want to play for because it's in England. Get out of it and get over yourself.
100%. So, but as we're doing, talking of Milan, Dean Huijsen, or Huijsen, as I keep being told it is.
Yeah. On his way to Madrid. 60 million euros release clause. Very good signing. But I mean, he's played for Juventus, Roma. Now Real Madrid.
Bournemouth. There's not the mighty Bournemouth.
Year to year as well. It's like 2 years at Juventus youth.
Even that one of them years was at Juventus 2, weren't it? Like they're it's not even like a youth team. Yeah, it's like how them second teams work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So listen, it's been a rapid rise for him. But as I said, I think 2 weeks ago, and I think it raised eyebrows from you and Steve about how I'd 100% get Dean Huijsen over Mike Gay every day of the week. Like I just 1000% would. And Real Madrid have proved me right on this one. I think he is the best individual up-and-coming defender in world football. Saliba is cemented now. He's not. I know he's only 23, but he's not a young up-and-coming centre-back
No,
anymore.
he's not like this. He's 19, and Houston.
19, 20 at the very most. You know what I mean? Like, so Lenny Yoro's got a lot of potential, but he isn't on the level of Dean Houston's yet. Like, I think
no, he's going to have 2 years training at Man United, and he's going to do that. What's his name? Who's the player that went to Barcelona?
PK.
He's going to do a PK, isn't he? He's going to do a PK and then become one of the best centre backs in the world. Quickly before we finish,
Man United fans always talk about that, but you got to remember we had Rio and Vidic at the time, and Fergie literally he took PK. So PK actually didn't want to go. He's like, we've had an offer from Barca. Look, they didn't want to go. He wasn't thinking of leaving, but he was like, listen, you're 20. Like, you ain't getting game time here. Like, you are not getting game time here that you need. Go. And we got 6 mil for him. So one of the best deals of all time.
In my head, I heard 6. It said 60. And then it went, no, mate. He said 6.
6 mil. I'm sure it was 6 mil we got for
and he went straight to the team. He went straight into the team, didn't he?
They knew how good he was. That's the thing. Man United knew how good he was. But you had Rio and Vidic. Like, and
how long did Vidic stay after that?
Oh, a while, mate. A while.
Was it?
Yeah. He left in 2008, so you are talking at least 4 years of good
okay.
As well.
Yeah, it's 4 years. Anything can happen in 4 years. They could slowly decline, but not.
I also think it's one of the ones where the deal had been set. I think the season before we loaned him to Real Zaragoza, so that like Barcelona could take a proper look at him, if you know what I mean, while he was out in Spain. And I'd say it's one of them ones, if you know what I'm saying. So. Yeah, he only ended up playing 102 games for Spain, plus 10 games for Catalonia, by the way.
In the World Cup, Champions League, European Championship, like 2 or 3 Champions Leagues.
And a mere 616 games for Barcelona.
More Man United. More Man United transfer news. Man United also keen on sporting Pedro Gonçalves. Good player. Very technically gifted midfielder. Not a surprise that Amorim is potentially going to be dipping back into that pool, and a good one at that. Bayern Munich are hoping of keeping former Manchester City winger Leroy Sané at the club, with the 29-year-old's contract running out at the end of the season.
If he's available for a free, what's he, 29 now? There'll be some people interested in
Arsenal been linked all of the summer.
Listen, I know there's an age gap here, but I'd have Leroy Sané over Nico Williams. I really would, man.
Yeah.
Look,
mate, I'm a big fan. I would say Leroy Sané was my favourite player at Man City when he was at Man City, because for one, he always used to score past Arsenal, and I used to see him in depth. But mate, it wasn't just about his pace; it's his intelligence as well. Like, he's such an intelligent. His football IQ is excellent for a winger. Very, very good player. Good pace. Yeah, I like Leroy Sané.
I did a bit of it after speaking to you about Nico Williams, because he really failed to impress in that Man United game. I did a research, a proper good diver. He's a very good footballer. I take everything I said back about it. I wasn't too sure about.
Was it just that one off then? Because
people
about Zubimendi. You've seen Zubimendi twice this season. Good twice. Yeah. People saying underwhelmed by him. I watched him the other day, and I was underwhelmed. I'm like, in one-off game, is that really fair to assess him? Like. What was your take on Zubimendi?
He's good. Was it this year or last year? I think we played him twice last year.
Actually, it was last year.
Yeah. I'm just having a look now. Yeah. When I saw him play, do you know what? I can't remember him against Man United, to be fair. I've done more research on him because we smashed them up, didn't we? Yeah, we beat them 4-1 in the... that's a couple of years ago now. Yeah, so was he even playing?
Yeah, he would have been. I'm really sure he would have been, wouldn't he?
When was that? So that was that last? Do you know what? My brain's all over them. I can't find a date for it. Anyway, I don't remember him against Man United. So he was playing. He got a very low rating. That was say they were bad. They had a man sent off Real Sociedad the game. Well, they were bad, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But having done more, watching him play a few times now throughout the season, done only highlights packages. I've not watched 90 minutes. Quality centre midfielder. like quality. Like he's just an all-round quality midfielder. I don't see any reason. I can understand Arsenal fans' frustrations, Keir, because I don't think he's the player that takes you that next step. I really don't. Like I would. It's one of them ones because how much is it? 50 something mil.
50 mil.
50 mil, and you're willing to spend 58 on Gyökeres. You don't sign Zubimendi, you go and get Isaac. And I know it ain't that simple, you know what I mean? But I can understand Arsenal fans' frustration that you've needed a striker realistically for 2.5, 3 years now, and the first thing you go and do is get a centre midfielder. But listen, he's a quality player, and if you're losing Partey, then you need replacement.
Partey's not signed a contract yet. Jorginho's just gone at the end of the season.
Yeah,
so our midfield's gone back to the options of Moreno, Rice, Odegaard, and Partey again with Partey not signing a new contract at the moment, but hopefully he takes a 2-year offer, takes a 2-year deal.
Oh, if I was Partey now, I wouldn't. That's the whole. That is what I mean. I think it's a bit. I know you want to get a deal done. If I was Partey now, I'd be like, nah, mate, I'm off. Like, I'm off. You've got realistically at least 3 centre midfielders to play in front of me. So yeah. Like that's, I would have kept Partey, but you don't know the ins and outs of it. But if we're just talking about player, quality baller, man, Zubimendi, from what I've seen with Real Sociedad, always performs to a level. He's that player, isn't he? He's that 7.2, 7.3 week in, week out. You'll get the occasional 8.5
Andy Kings. From him. If you know, you know. Leicester City.
If you know, you know exactly what
we are talking about. We are talking about what about 2015.
But look, it's solid, man. Solid player. So, and yeah, Nico Williams now having done it like quality baller. But yeah, I'd have Sane over him every day of the week. I really would. But this is the thing with Arsenal at the moment. Like, I know the problem is it's sort of saying about a lot of fan debates about it. It's hard to have a serious conversation on socials with anyone without them just jumping all over you. You like, you know, we're saying shit. No, of course I'm not. That's why I've prefaced all of this with quality baller.
You can't have any discussions online, Matt. Man.
Yeah, but listen, if you're worried, like if Arsenal fans are genuinely annoyed that you're getting Zubimendi, come on, there's
a lot of numpties online at the end of the day, look, Zubimendi deals there to be made. I think there's an article that came out the other day that said clubs have been left stunned by Andrea Berta's determination to get transfers done fast this summer. Have claimed Arsenal's new sporting director is desperate to give Mikel Arteta the squad he desires, and he's been very aggressive in the transfer market, which has essentially blown a few clubs out of the water in terms of the speed that they're getting things done and how far they are with the talks in some of these deals. Which hearing things like that, I mean, some people have said that it's PR from Arsenal, but it's interesting to hear something like that. I've been impressed with the way we've moved over the last 3 seasons with transfers. Not so much last season, but the 2 seasons prior to that, we got a few deals done very, very early, and I'd like to see a lot of deals done early in this transfer window so we can get those players on tour as well. I think that's very
that's what you want. You want to get, you want them in early, definitely.
Yeah, you want that striker, especially that striker. You want to get that striker in early. It needs to be done. And finally, Arsenal have wrapped up potentially 2 free contract offers, with 2 still yet to be signed. Partey and Trossard are still yet to sign any deals. However, it looks like Saliba will hopefully be done. Gabriel as well. And who was the other one? Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri look like they're potentially going to sign new contracts as well. So people who are worried about Ethan Nwaneri turning around and leaving because he's not getting game time, please remember the kid is 17. It's ridiculous, mate.
Plus, he must have a contract fresh out of the academy as well. So he's got a 5-year.
He turned 18 like last month.
Yeah.
He played 25 first-team games this season. Like
calm
at
down,
17,
people.
like people are so dramatic. Think if you a 17-year-old playing 25 first team games for a Premier League club that's came second,
Chasing
like
titles and Champions Leagues.
chasing titles,
literally.
Champions Leagues. Like, relax yourself, people. Ethan Wanyeri is a 17-year-old boy whose body's adapting to the rigors of men's football. You can't overplay these players. If you do, as they're growing, the mechanics in their body will mess up long term, and you will get a player who is consistently injured. All right? So chill out on the Mikel Arteta's going to ruin Ethan Wanyeri. Mikel Arteta's going to drive him out of the club, because it's just not going to happen. At 17, the expectation is to get 3 or 4 appearances for the first team, not 25. Relax yourself. All right. That's it. That's all we have time for, people. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We've got quite a few people watching. Thank you very much. If you are watching on Twitter, please press that like and press that retweet. It makes a massive difference to getting more people to watch each week. If you're watching on YouTube, press that like, press that subscribe if you are new to the show, and press that share button if you are a regular. That does us a favour. Go and follow me on the Transfer Exchange Show on TikTok, and Kieran AFC for anything Arsenal as well. And thank you very much for joining us tonight, Garth.
Pleasure as always, mate. Thanks for having me.
All right. People, big game Wednesday. Could decide a lot of things. Who gets the sack? Who gets the sack? Ange Postecoglou or Ruben Amorim? The clash of the sackers.
Yeah, what's the opposite of a titan? Whatever that is the clash of those.
The clash
of the minnows. Yeah, the clash of the minnows. The clash of the mids.
Clash of the mids. The most mid clash you can ever get. Manchester United European final. 16th, Tottenham sitting in 17th. Managed to avoid a relegation dogfight because of the trash that was below them. Like, Jesus. And we predicted those teams would go down as well at the start of the season.
Yeah. That's it's like, just before I know anything, when you really look at it, this, like, Man United and Spurs this season, it's been a disgrace. For their fans, for us as fans, it's been a disgrace. We are literally talking about Man United and Spurs. You're talking about 16th and 17th in the Premier League. The only reason you're not in relegation battle is because the three teams below you are.
Yeah, and you know what you should do? You should save your who's had a better seasons than Arsenal, because it's always going to go back to Arsenal, because you love to troll them. Save your who had a better seasons, Save that embarrassment. Don't do it to yourself. Have some shame, and just get your head down, take your trophy, be happy with your trophy. I'm not saying don't be happy with your trophy, and just go into the new season with your newfound hope of the Champions League and bringing in players. All right, because you could see you're going to see what it could have been with a team that loses, because that team's banging trouble.
Banging trouble. And listen, people, banter only works if it's a bit funny, and B's got a bit of truth to it. And no, Man United and Arsenal, Man United and Spurs have not had a better season than most of the teams in this league. With 16th and 17th, having spent Man United squad's worth £1 billion. Anyway,
put it this way, would you do it again? Would you have this season again to win the Europa League?
Nah, mate. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. No, I ain't sitting through this again. I ain't sitting through it again. Do you know, honestly, funny enough, like my brain was melting a bit. Yeah, we played Real Sociedad this season in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, but it was my birthday week, people, and I couldn't be bothered. So I missed the first game. And then the second game, I did watch it, the 4-1, but I may have been a little bit intoxicated down the boozer. All right, so there's that. No, I would not replay this season for love nor money.
I had Holmes under the hammer on my phone, and it was getting a bit dicey.
Mate, I read so no joke, people. I swear to you, I've got a chess app on my phone now, where that's what I'm playing later on. I'm reading Twitter. I was never like this, like reading Twitter. You know, my fingers like over YouTube, bruv. You know, I'm like, I'll just have a little look at, you know what I mean, Statman Dave. Let's see what's going on with him. You know, I'm like, Because a 45-minute like actual just monologue of the system that Pep played at Barcelona is going to be better than this 45 minutes of football.
Yeah.
So fuck off. Sorry, have this season again. You triggered me, Naki. You triggered me. Like,
Mate, it's my life. My life is a trigger. Like, honestly, I go to the comment section. I foolishly go online now, expecting just to see a bit of, just to have a little bit of fun, just to see some good Arsenal news. First thing that gets slammed in my face is usually a Liverpool fan coming out with something annoying. The next thing will be, oh, Crystal Palace have had a better season than Arsenal now. You're like, what? Did we just let Crystal Palace have their day in the sun? Just enjoy their day before you start talking about Arsenal. What are you doing?
They're in different.
Arsenal and Palace. Arsenal to win trophies.
Oh God!
Listen, up with Arsenal.
Crystal Palace are in a different stratosphere to Arsenal. You're talking about two different goals, two different levels of achievement. Like, no, Palace winning the FA Cup is monumental. It's historic. It's amazing for Palace.
Yeah.
But Arsenal finishing 12th and winning an FA Cup this season would be like that's Arteta's job almost. Yeah, that's Arteta's job almost. You know what I mean? Like, you come 12th but winning an FA Cup. No, I don't know if you're getting that another season.
Arsenal fans aren't crying. Man United fans ain't crying if they win an FA Cup. And this is no slight on Crystal Palace, because if I'm Crystal Palace, I'm crying. If
100%.
Palace fan, I'm crying. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to Charlton playoff final on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yes, bro.
If that was getting into the Premier League, I might shed a tear. I've been going to that club watching their games since I was like 10. Yeah, there's going to be emotions. Not getting to the Championship, because that's where they should be. But it's going to be a great day. And I will be documenting it, so you'll probably see something up on the socials about the vlog of the Charlton.
I hope you have the same experience because I was there for Sunderland, weren't I?
Was you there for Sunderland?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Like, that's when I had the work, and that's when like Rail Track and everything, 98, weren't it? That's when like we had the season tickets there. That's the years I was going
to. That's a great one to go to.
Mate, it's one of the best things I've ever seen, bro. That is. So I hope you get that. What was it on the end? 7-6 on penalties, 8-7. Like, it weren't even like 4-1 on penalties. Even the penalties went down to Sunderland. You know what I mean?
That was a quality game. I've watched it so many times because of Simpson. Like, ridiculously amount of times. The Charlton game on Clive Mendonca.
Who was in goal? Was it Dean Kiley in goal? It was, weren't it?
Sasa Ilic.
Was it Sasa Ilic? That's it. Sorry, it was Sasa Ilic.
Dean Kiley was a few seasons on. Another very good goalkeeper, Dean Kiley. But it was Sasa Ilic.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'm having a look at their team now. Oh, my God, that's bringing back some memory.
Richard Mortimer, John Robinson. There would have been Mark Kinsella.
No Mortimer. So he must have been injured. But yeah, John Robinson on the bench, Kinsella, captain for the day. You've already said Mendonca.
Obviously, Richard Rufus.
Yeah, Rufus.
Chrissy Powell was at Derby at that point, so it weren't Chrissy Powell.
There's no Chrissy Powell there. There's a big name you're missing out on. You've watched it. There's a big name. Ended up England international. I think. Yeah, he definitely.
Nah, Scotty Parker weren't through at that time, was he?
No. Defender.
Defender.
I actually forgot he played for him in this game.
No, I was going to say Chris Perry, but Chris Perry was later on, weren't he? Perry was when they started to spend a little bit of money and they brought in Darren Bent. Like, that was a real
Chris Perry, was that before Wimbledon?
Chris Perry after Wimbledon.
Before Spurs?
Before Spurs, yes.
Right, yeah. Do you know, I forgot. I don't.
Charlton got in those players as well, Luke Young. Luke Young was quality at Charlton. Yeah. Mark Fish.
I don't think you'll get this.
I'm not going to get him.
Danny Mills.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I forgot as well. Danny Mills. Yeah. Eddie Hughes, Mark Bowen.
Eddie Hughes, yes.
Yeah. Keith Jones, Sean Newton.
Sean Newton was quality. Quality.
Mark Neil Heaney.
Yeah.
I remember the name of that.
He just played for Arsenal, didn't he? Or Southampton?
Yeah.
Is it Neil Heaney?
Yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, back in the day. And Southampton. Played for both of them. Good.
Yeah.
Top knowledge, Stuart. Top knowledge. And then Marky Bright. I forgot about Marky Bright there as well.
Mark Bright, yes.
Kids, again, young'uns. Go and watch a bit of Mark Bright. You want to learn how to be a striker? Listen, he weren't prolific, Mark Bright, but he had technique for days. Like he was a quality striker. It sounds weird to say because Ian Wright's the man Ian Wright's the man you remember from Brighty and Brighty, but Brighty was top quality. So
quick story about that one. When Arsenal went to buy Ian Wright, David Dean wanted Ian Wright, but knew that like he was playing a bit of chess with the owner. And basically said, we want to buy Mark Bright. He said, not a chance you're getting Mark Bright, but I'll see Ian Wright. And he was like, okay. So, yeah, David Dean using Mark Bright as a little make weight for to try and get actually the player that he wanted, Ian Wright.
And talking of quality strikers, Sunderland weren't no slouches either.
No, they weren't.
Niall
Quinn and
Kevin Phillips, mate.
And I've actually played a football match with Kevin Phillips. Another claim to fame, and Des Walker. And Des Walker could probably play now because he was mustard.
Another one that I didn't watch enough Des Walker, but people talk about Des Walker like he was phenomenal.
I didn't see much Des Walker because he was more. When I started watching football, he was coming to the end. I think he was at Southampton.
Was it Sheffield Wednesday?
Sheffield Wednesday, yeah. It was Sheffield Wednesday.
And
potentially Nottingham Forest before that. I think he was at Nottingham Forest and then he went to Sheffield Wednesday.
Do you know what? He had a year in Sampdoria between Forest and Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. He was well regarded. We had a few players. Is it Elliot, who was also formerly Charlton, Chelsea, who was playing in Italy? Yeah, no, Des Walker's class. Yeah. Quick, very good on the ball, like modern day defender, mate. That's what I didn't realise. Like when I watched him play, I was like, he's a modern day defender. Good on the ball, quick, good in the air. Yeah. Enough of our rant of football with the bygone era. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to be going to the playoff final on Sunday.
Yeah, banging.
And I will be doing the vlog, so make sure you watch.
Who Charlton got?
They've got Leyton Orient.
Oh,
didn't want that. Didn't want that.
London derby.
Yeah, London derby. Did not want that, but we'll take it. Take it, mate. Don't care. Don't care. It's gonna be.
You know, if you go up, you go up there. He said this to me 3 times already. That if Charlton go up, mate, you got to go and watch Millwall. Remember?
So, I'm not going to that game. Not a chance. No way. That's got a season ticket as well. Like, no, I'm not going to the Millwall game. No way. Not that.
Nah, Millwall Charlton. Nah, mate. I'm alright about that one.
I value my life. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. On that note. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.